Hello and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I heard something today that has me shaking my head. I know we're living in a time where everybody wants to compare every basketball player with Caitlin Clark. But now we've got someone who should know better, who's now making these incredibly outrageous comments about JuJu Watkins, and yes, comparing her to Caitlin, but also talking something even more outrageous. George Karl, yes, that George Karl, who coached in the NBA for years and coached some great players, put this on X on December 17th. As good as Caitlin Clark is, I'm thinking JuJu Watkins may even be better. She looks to have the size, athleticism, and talent to even compete in the NBA at some level. What? I'm telling you, people have just, they have just absolutely gone like wacko in their desire to compare college players, number one, to WNBA players such as Caitlin Clark. We've been down this road so many times, okay? JuJu Watkins is a good player. JuJu Watkins has talent and potential. JuJu Watkins is not Caitlin Clark. We'll start there. Okay? Same thing with Paige Bueckers. Great player, great expectations of her. Paige Bueckers is Paige Bueckers. Let JuJu be JuJu. I did a video about that before. You're talking about JuJu Watkins being maybe better than Caitlin Clark. No. But you're also now saying what has got me going, what is going on here? You, George Karl, just said that JuJu Watkins could compete in the NBA at some level. What does in some level mean? I'm not sure, but saying that she could compete in the NBA in any level is just way out there. Let's take a look at who George Karl is for those of you who may not be familiar. Okay, from Basketball Wiki, George Karl is an American former basketball head coach and former player. Karl has coached 9 teams over 29 years in his career. He has led his teams to NBA playoffs 26 out of 29 seasons. He's led his team to the playoffs with an NBA Finals appearance in 1996 with the Seattle Supersonics, which ended in a loss to the Chicago Bulls. He's one of 9 coaches in NBA history to have won 1,000 NBA games and was named NBA Coach of the Year for the 2012-2013 season. And he's the father of former player and coach Kobe Karl. So this man has played in the NBA. He played 5 seasons with the Spurs, but he has coached in the NBA. He's coached players such as Ray Allen, Carmelo Anthony, Gary the Glove Payton. So it's not like he just fell off a truck and just made some comments. He's played in the NBA. He's coached in the NBA at the highest level. He's George Karl, for crying out loud. And yet George Karl is saying, number one, that JuJu Watkins can handle Caitlin Clark and is maybe better than Caitlin. And now she can compete in the NBA. JuJu Watkins couldn't even handle Hannah Hidalgo when USC lost to Hannah's Notre Dame.
The dog go up again. Her finishing package at the rim is as good as anyone in the country. And then she gets back on defense.
She couldn't handle that. She was so frustrated. And again, this is no disrespect to JuJu, right? But we are in this time where everyone is trying to, instead of letting these young ladies be college players, everyone is trying to rush them to the next level, she's a sophomore, trying to rush them to WNBA talk. That's one thing. But now we're totally talking about NBA. Women shouldn't be competing against men professionally anyway. And we're fooling ourselves if we think that women can compete against men professionally. Listen, I'm just going to tell the truth. I've beaten grown men playing pickup basketball. I have. And I'm not talking about when I was like 18. I'm talking about as a full-grown adult. I have beaten some men. But this is pickup basketball. This is not NBA I'm talking about. And so you're talking about JuJu. And why are you saying this? Because there's no way George Karl believes what he said, right? Are we so into this movement to make sure we get Caitlin out of the way, first of all, and then to sort of act like there's no difference between men and women, because that's really where the culture has gone, that we have totally gotten ourselves into talking absolute nonsense. I suppose that's supposed to be a compliment for JuJu. I don't know. I mean, unless you think JuJu doesn't even know her own limitations. And, actually, I take that back. It's not really a limitation. It's just reality. So why would you have a former coach, well-respected in terms of his time in the league as a player, as a coach, having coached some of the great players, and you make a statement like that? This is what puts undue pressure on these people. The Caitlin Clark comment by itself. This kind of pressure that these young people just don't need. And he just went way over the jump, just totally jumped the bridge with this one. So I got to ask, is George Karl really that caught up in JuJu Watkins and caught up in women's basketball right now that he believes what he said? Or is there some other agenda here that would cause a man with his background and his knowledge to mention JuJu Watkins alongside Caitlin? Yeah, and then alongside NBA players. What's going on? I'd like to know, because I can't figure that out. Put your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly as the wheels spin.